Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Joss and welcome back to my channel, Squibbles Reads. So today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me video. We're just gonna chill and kind of talk about some random stuff that I've been wanting to tell you guys about, including the fact that I went to Celeste Ng's Little Fires Everywhere book tour last week with Emily from Possibly Literate. I also went to the Museum of Ice Cream with Hannah, which was the coolest, most extra thing I've ever done in my entire life. I think we took like 500 pictures. I'm also going to answer the questions from my 10K Q&A, which were asked like a month ago because I am so behind on literally everything that I do. I'm also going to tell you guys about some of the readathon plans that I have for the rest of October. Just kind of rando bits and bobs. We're just gonna get ready, put on some makeup. I know that on my last get ready with me video, some of you guys were like, I got ready with you at home, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's the coolest thing in the whole world. Some of you guys also mentioned that you don't like makeup. That's cool. I'm not really gonna go into detail about a lot of the makeup. I might tell you about a couple of products that I use, but apart from that, not really about makeup. You do you. If you don't like wearing makeup, I'm sure you are plenty beautiful without it, and you do not need it. I just like it because I like colors and stuff. So yeah, if you want to see how to get this look, if you want to hear the answers to my 10K Q&A, Celeste Ng book signing, any of those things, stick around. We will jump right in. So I'm gonna start by priming my face with the NYX Angel Veil Primer. Let's start talking about the Celeste Ng book signing. So I went with Emily from Possibly Literate, or Possibly Lit, who is the coolest person alive, and I brought my Little Fires Everywhere as well as my Everything I Never Told You, and she signed both of them, and I will insert some pictures and clips of the bookstore that it was in and also of the signed books and all that stuff. But I thought it was particularly cool because the day that I went to the signing was Mid-Autumn Festival, and a part of my heritage and my ancestry is from cultures that celebrate Mid-Autumn Festival as well as Celeste Ng's, so that was just really cool. So she tweeted the night before about wanting mooncakes, which is like a traditional thing for Mid-Autumn Festival, so I found some and I brought them to her, and she was like so excited. She was like, "You're my favorite person in San Francisco, and I have family here," so I was like, this is the best moment of my life. So that was really awesome. If you hear plastic rustling, it's because I have a sample of foundation from Sephora. This is the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation in the shade Golden Natural, or 4.75. But okay, going back to the Celeste Ng book signing, it was really awesome to hear her talk about kind of her inspiration for Little Fires Everywhere, and she was also talking about how the book is set in Shaker Heights, and she is originally from Shaker Heights, so she lived there when she was a kid. Originally, Shaker Heights was the first stop on her book tour, but something happened, I don't remember exactly what, and she ended up having to reschedule, and it ended up being the last stop on her book tour. And she was just saying that she was feeling a little nervous because it is kind of a very close-knit community, and it is her hometown, so obviously, when you write about your hometown, you know a lot of the ins and outs of it, having lived there for a while, having experienced like a good part of her childhood there. So she wrote about like some things that she liked, and obviously some things that she might have wanted to be a little bit different. So she just kind of mentioned feeling a little antsy about that, to see how it would be received, considering that the last time she went there was for the Everything I Never Told You book tour, and that book was received especially well, but it was not set in Shaker Heights. But yeah, that was an amazing event, just meeting her, because I think her books have influenced my life a lot. The next thing that I want to talk to you guys about was that I went to the Museum of Ice Cream with Hannah. It was so cool. It's basically just like a big place where you can be super extra and take pictures. I'll insert some pictures beside me here. There's like a room of like gummy bears, and there's a unicorn, and a holographic room where we took pictures, and they look like 98 Degrees album covers. Like we could be BFFs with Nick Lachey, which wouldn't be that bad if he was still married to Jessica Simpson, because then I could get some free shoes. But yeah, it was really awesome. We had the best time, and I think it was great to just have a day to chill with Hannah. So I have to film a couple more videos after this. I need 3 videos, one for Monday, one for Thursday, and then one for the following Monday, because me and my husband are going to Disneyland for Halloween, because we have wanted to see it for Halloween. And also this is the first time that Radiator Springs or Cars Land has been dressed up for Halloween. Anyways, okay, so let me tell you guys about my readathon plans. So there are a few readathons that I really want to participate in this year. So the first one is Spookathon, and I think it takes place from the 16th to the 22nd, and then there is also the Autumn Readathon, and this is the first one, and it's hosted by Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings, and I get like a ton of book recommendations from her, so I really wanted to do that one as well. Spookathon and Autumn Readathon overlap for one day on the 22nd, but then also in the middle of that is another readathon, readathon number 3 that I want to participate in, and that is the Dewey's 24-hour readathon. It is actually the 10-year anniversary of Dewey's 24-hour readathon, which is so cool because they started in October of 2007. I'm now setting my face, so I have a good base for blush and bronzer and highlight and stuff. So this is the NYX No Filter Powder in the shade Honey Beige. Oh, you guys are probably like, my shirt looks really weird on camera, but I forgot to show you guys this shirt. I really wanted to show you. It's like my favorite shirt of all time. I wear it like all the time at home. But it's like this cute little turtle, and it says, "I prefer to stay in my shell," which is hashtag introvert life, because I'm 100% introverted. You know those like people, the beauty YouTubers that will like draw like little individual hair strokes? I have no patience for that, and I have no idea how they do it. I mean, it looks fantastic, but I just kind of glop on brow product and then I will sort it out with a spoolie later so they don't look like sperm eyebrows. Am I allowed to say sperm? I don't monetize my videos, so I think I'm allowed to say sperm. So I also wanted to finally answer the question that you guys asked me in my 10K Q&A from about a month ago. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Let me brush out these eyebrows and then we'll get into the Q&A. They're so uneven. Like, you know how people say eyebrows are sisters, not twins? These ones are not even like neighbors. Like, they're not even friends. So the first question is from Mel, and she asked me, what are some aspects that I would want in my perfect book? And I think in my, so this is a very like personal thing, obviously. So the things that I think I would want in my favorite book are actually all things that are part of the synopsis of a book that is coming out later this year, actually in a couple weeks time. That book is A Line in the Dark by Melinda Lowe. So we have an Asian American female main character, and it's also some type of mystery and thriller element. Okay, so my eyebrows are all brushed out and stuff. Hopefully they look halfway decent. I don't even know. But now I'm gonna move on to my eyes. I'm gonna use a combination of two of my favorite palettes, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I'm also gonna use the Juvia's Place Nubian 2 palette. Okay, the next question is from Emma from Miss Emma Reads a Lot, and she asked me what are my top 5 books really fast without thinking. So my top 5 books are Jane Steele, Everything I Never Told You, Burial Rites, and Again, and I also really like One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Okay, those are my 5 favorite books. Okay, so first I'm gonna go in the crease with Golden Ochre and Burnt Orange. Okay, the next question Simon asked me, and he asked if I was stranded on a desert island and I could only have one book with me, what book would that be? I can't like cheat and say like a bind up or something, can I? Because that would be good. In that case, I would bring N.K. Jemisin's The Series that the 5th season is in, because I haven't read any of those books and that would keep me busy for quite a long time. But if bind-ups don't count, I'd probably bring Jane Steele, obviously, because it's like my favorite book of all time. It's got mystery, it's got like historical elements, it's got a beautiful romance, it's written really nicely, it's got feminist themes. I'm just living for Jane Steele. Okay, so now we're gonna go a little bit lower in the crease with a little bit of a denser brush, and I'm going to take red ochre and a little bit of raw sienna. Okay, someone else asked me what my favorite place to shop is. Okay, I shop at like different places for like good quality items, like staple items, as versus like where I shop for like trendy stuff. I work at a place where I have to dress kind of like businessy casual, on the more casual side of businessy casual, but I also like to wear trendy stuff when I'm not at work. So for work stuff, I like to shop at like Banana Republic, J. Crew Factory, sometimes Old Navy. And then for trendy stuff, because it is trendy and it will go out of style quicker, I shop at like Forever 21. I was also asked what are some of my favorite hobbies and or pastimes outside of reading. Like some of you guys know, I really enjoy doing calligraphy and like lettering art. For my wedding, I did literally 100% of all the calligraphy and letter art myself, which was not the smartest idea in hindsight. But apart from that, I really like exercising. We just ran the Disneyland half marathon, which was super cool, and I might include that footage in a vlog soon. I don't know if eating and sleeping count, but I enjoy both those things quite a bit. The next question is from Elise, and she asked me what is a book that really changed my worldview. That would definitely have to be Ta-Nehisi Coates' Between the World and Me. I'm just taking the dark brown shade in the palette and putting it in my outer V. Okay, so I'm gonna go back with the burnt orange and the golden ochre and just kind of blending it a little bit more. Okay, so Brandon asked me if I could be cast in the book to movie adaptation of any mystery or thriller, what would it be? And I guess like who would I be? I don't know if like any of my favorite thrillers that I would necessarily like want to be cast in the movie for. I feel like I would not want to be the victim of a crime. I also wouldn't want to be like the perpetrator of a crime because I'm not good with like blood and guts and gore and stuff, so I feel like I would have a really difficult time doing that. But I would not mind being like the detective in a mystery or thriller movie. I think that would be pretty cool. I hate thinking on the spot, stop it. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the Nubian 2 palette. I'm taking this like shimmery brown coppery kind of color and I'm putting it on a dense packing brush, and then I'm gonna spray it with some setting spray, and then I'm gonna put it all over my lid, except avoiding kind of the outer V. Okay, next question. Sam asked me what is my favorite bookish memory. I don't know if she meant like what my favorite bookish memory is from like when I was a little kid, but if you were talking about like favorite bookish memory recently, I think it would definitely have to be BEA of 2016. That was the first time that I met like a large group of booktube and other bookish internet friends in real life. I thought that was just like an amazing experience because I have never had the opportunity to be kind of like in a community setting. This is the closest that I've ever come to being in a community setting where, I don't know, like I feel creative and expressive and all that stuff. So it was really cool to just meet everyone and just get to hang out and have like a big bookish party for like 4 days straight. That was really cool. So I think that is definitely my favorite bookish memory. Madeline asked me, choose an author to write my life story. This video is turning into like a love story to Celeste Ng because I would want Celeste Ng to write my life story. And then Sabia asked me, have I ever seen myself represented in books? You know, I can't think of like any one character that I really have seen myself in, which is kind of sad, but also kind of like, I don't really know. But I think the closest that I've ever come is I've seen like bits and pieces of myself in characters from Celeste Ng's books, because of course. Okay, I'm just gonna take a little bit of the lightest kind of champagne-y shade here and pop it in the center of my lids for a little bit more dimension. Okay, so next question. Emily asked me, what would the name of my memoir be? I'm a potato, but I also work in like psychology and mental health, so I feel like I have developed and continue to work on my empathy. So I guess the name of my memoir would be The Story of an Empathetic Potato. It's the best I can do. It's the best I can do, guys. Okay, we're gonna take my banana powder brush that I use to set under my eyes and set my concealer, and we're just gonna kind of buff out the edges up here a little bit. So now we're going back to Modern Renaissance. We are going to do under my lower lash line a little bit. And the next question is from Daria, and Daria asked me if I was to make any book mandatory for high school reading, what would it be? I think I would definitely have to say The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. We're gonna finish up my face. I'm going to use the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder in medium, and I'm just gonna do some quick, messy old contouring here. Okay, very quickly before the question, I'm gonna go in with blush. I'm just using the Becca and Jaclyn Hill face palette, and I'm going to use this medium kind of pinky brown kind of shade in the middle here. The next question is, what is a book that you have wanted to read but has not been written yet? And I, frankly, I'm very poor at answering these type of questions. I feel like I'm not very creative in like thinking up ideas, if that makes any sense. Like, I've always wanted to write a book, but I can't really, like, I'm really bad at coming up with ideas for characters and ideas for worlds. I always end up like drawing from personal experience, but then when I go to write, I end up like writing like a journal entry or just like pouring my heart out on the page in a very like not bookish type of way. So I think when I'm thinking about a book that I've wanted to read but hasn't been written yet, like it's along the same lines of trying to think of an idea for a book that I would want to write. Like I just have no idea. Like every time that I've wanted to write a book, it's been like, for example, if you guys watch One Tree Hill, I've always wanted to write An Unkindness of Ravens by Lucas Scott, like a total full-blown like 400-page fan fiction version. I've put so much blush on my face. I need to stop. A full-blown like fan fiction version of An Unkindness of Ravens, but that is like completely not my idea. It's not my characters. It's not my setting. It's all Lucas Scott. So I don't know. I don't know what book I would want to read that I haven't read yet. It's too much pressure. Can't do it. All right, so we are coming to the end of my face and coming to the end of, that was the last question, by the way. Thank you guys so much for asking me questions. I just really appreciate it. We're gonna hit my nose with some highlight because I'm about that nose highlight and a little bit on the Cupid's bow here. I'm gonna go very quickly and apply eyeliner because there's no way I'm doing a wing on camera, and I will be right back. Okay, so I finished putting on eyeliner, so winged eyeliner and also tight lining and water lining. I also put some mascara on. I have the shortest, stubbiest lashes, so you probably can't tell, but I hate false lashes. I don't have time for that either. Feathery brows and false lashes, things I do not have time for. So the only things I have left to do are inner corner highlight and a lip color, and then we are all good to go. So yeah, this month is super busy for Readathons and the Celeste Ng signing, which was probably one of the greatest moments of my year. And going to the Museum of Ice Cream with Hannah, which is all very amazing things. All things that I loved a lot. I also forgot to mention that I met Vanessa Hua at Celeste Ng's book signing, and I had no idea that she lived in my area, but I really loved her short story collection called The Seat and Other Possibilities. I thought it was amazing. I think I put it on one of my favorite books of 2016 lists. So yeah, it was really cool meeting her, and I wasn't expecting to see her there. For inner corner highlight, I am just using Champagne Pop from the same Becca and Jaclyn Hill face palette. And now before I put on liquid lipstick, I'm going to use this EOS or EOS lip balm, which really sucks because when you roll it up, you can't roll it back down. So I highly, highly do not recommend this lip balm. I just have to use it because it came in a pack too, and I'm not about that wasting lip balm life, you know. See, it doesn't roll down. I hate it. I hate you. And for lips, I'm using the NYX Liquid Suede in the shade Soft Spoken. I'm now going to take a shower in Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, which just helps soak everything into the skin and not look so powdery because I have really dry skin and skin problems, which I'm recovering from. If you guys didn't know. This is the finished full face of makeup. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and getting ready with me. I am now going to film a video for Monday, Thursday, Monday. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!